What's up guys, Nasser, coming at you with something different. I said in my last video that's gonna be going up by the time you see this, probably a couple days later, my Quan Chi video, that I said I was gonna do some Master Duel, and we're finally doing it. Finally doing a Master Duel video. And just a disclaimer off the base, I do not know what I'm doing. As in, I am not some guy who's been playing Yu-Gi-Oh for years and kept up with the game. I haven't even played it when I was a kid. And for the people that don't know, I was born in 2000, so I was born when Duel Monsters was like airing on TV in like 2002. I was born then. So I have not been a Yu-Gi-Oh guy since I was a kid. I didn't even like Yu-Gi-Oh until it was like 2-3 years ago. I only started playing Yu-Gi-Oh 2-3 years ago when I met Joe and Bar, people that have been on that channel before. They got me into Legacy of the Duelist. They got me into Yu-Gi-Oh Omega, and then eventually into Master Duel. And then it's funny because I started playing it more than them, you know. But ignore the green screen, by the way. Light outside, so it's gonna fuck up this side of the green screen, so don't worry about that. But yeah, we're finally talking about Master Duel, and I'm finally showing a deck that unironically isn't that good, but it's something more that I've been a fan of ever since I started playing them, and since I heard about them, and it's been the Wicked Gods. And the reason that I'm doing this Master Duel video when I'm doing it is because as of right now, you know, I can go to the store real quick, and everybody who plays Master Duel knows the big thing right now is the God cards. The God cards got new arts, got new animations, just overall just looks sick as fuck. And I think that they're cool, but I'm not a big God card guy, so I definitely wasn't going to be playing them. I mean, I could, and I might in the future, but as of like right at this exact moment, I've not had the inkling to be like, let me go play the God cards. I've always, ever since I found out about them, loved the Wicked God stuff. We got Dreadroot. For people who don't know them, there's Dreadroot, there's the Wicked Avatar, and then there's the Wicked Eraser. And if you're wondering, evil versions of the Egyptian gods. So this is evil's this is evil Obelisk, this is evil Ra, but this is specifically Ra in his spear mode, because the avatar turns into whatever monster it's copying. That's like the anime version of it. So in this, it just gave it the spear mode, the black ball form, and then the eraser is obviously the evil Slifer the Sky Dragon. And the thing is, I've wanted to play them for a minute, but the thing is, they're not good. Like the God card are like right now being used in a lot more ways to make them better, but the thing is with the evil or the Wicked Gods, they're just not great. They're not good enough to where you have to run them all together to try to get some semblance of them being good. And I was trying to come up with a way of playing them, because other people have tried and they have different ways of playing them, but this is the version that me and another YouTuber converged in his Discord yesterday. Where like, he was playing the gods and I was playing the Wicked Gods, and this is the deck list that kind of like I came up with, and he threw some things at me and also helped me get some other ideas and put them in here. But basically, I'm going to be showing some replays, and the replays are going to be from me dueling him. And I tried to get more replay showing what this deck can do, because everybody sees the jank that this deck is, and you can obviously tell that there are going to be times where it's just not good. But I was trying to obviously not just show the only wins. I was going to include a loss. I was going to do 3 replays, 2 wins, 1 loss, and I was going to go ahead and show those so you could see if you wanted to copy this, for example, if you just wanted to try it. This deck obviously is low rarity besides all the Castira stuff in it. That pretty much is like the only high rarity things, and then the 2 extra deck monsters, you don't need those. But I'll go into a full deck breakdown at the end, only because I don't want to just overload the front part of this, then show the replays, and then have nothing to talk about in the later half. So I'll go ahead and let's go ahead and look at the replays, and after that I'll talk about the deck and talk about why I put these random assortment of cards together. But you're going to see the gameplay and see how it performed first. Alright guys, so we're into replay 1. I'm playing against Converge Gaming, and as you can see right here, he is playing the new Winged Dragon Ra. Now, we were in a Discord call, all talking, and other people were in there watching us, and also this was a duel room that me and him were in, so some people joined in the duel room later on. But I can't see his hand at this time. I can only see it now because it's a replay if you're curious, and this is my hand. And we're gonna get into my plays after his turn or we're gonna get to my plays going first since I went first. I thought he went first, but we're gonna just go ahead and I'll narrate what I was thinking in the moment, and I'll tell you why I have these cards in here and doing these plays. So first, we're gonna speed it up. Playing Casteira Unicorn. The reason I'm playing the Casteira with the Wicked Gods is because you basically just wanted to kind of do it like the Egyptian gods for depending on which one you're playing. You can realistically use them in any deck that can special summon a bunch of monsters, especially without using a normal summon. And Casteira's whole thing is special summoning with no monsters and then being able to go ahead and put out a bunch of bodies on the field, and that's just tribute fodder for the Wicked Gods. So that's why I'm playing the Casteira engine first of all. But obviously off the Unicorn we grab Theosis. Theosis will grab Fenrir. Fenrir grabs Riseheart to hand. Could have grabbed instead of Riseheart I could have grabbed was it Scareclaw Casteira? Is that the right card? Yeah, the Scareclaw Casteira. I could have did that and banished Theosis, but I was like, let me do this and just mill some cards. And I sent it to the graveyard just in case I wanted to use Birth to bring it back. But what we did here is the reason we're playing a small Dark Magician package in here, and this is something Converge recommended to me, and I was like, sure, I'll throw it in there. And then the more you saw it, it was like, wait a minute, that's actually a really good idea. Because you see how right now in my opening hand I have 2 Preparation of Rites with Birth. Birth is useful just because I can grab a Casteira back at any point. These 2 Preparation of Rites are dead because they're not doing anything in my hand, because the only thing that they're going to draw me is the Dark Magician ritual card, the one that will allow you to grab a Dark Magician card, put it in hand, and shuffle something back. But since I'm not playing true Dark Magician, that card isn't going to have a use in this deck. So what we end up doing is we special summon this card, so another free body for special summoning, because you can just special summon this for free, and then you drop cards and draw up to the number of cards you drop. So then boom, now doing that just grab me Eraser, which is a Wicked God, which I can turn 1 now, bring out a Wicked God if I want, and Reactor Slime in case, you know, I want to go to the whole Reactor God Slime, not Egyptian Slime. Well, it leads to the Egyptian God Slime, but Reactor Slime into Metal Reflect Slime into Egyptian God Slime. But then I grabbed that back, and then I attributed Scareclaw, Casteira, Riseheart, and Magician Souls, so that I kept Fenrir and I kept Unicorn on board. So then I put down the Wicked Eraser. And if you don't know what the Wicked Eraser does, it's, I'd say, the worst of all the Wicked Gods, but basically it gains 1,000 for every card your opponent controls. So whereas whereas Slifer controls, or it gains attack to the number of cards in your hand, this card gains the number of attack times 1,000 to the cards your opponent controls. Unfortunately, he doesn't have anything stopping cards from hitting the field, and if they drop down to 0 attack, they die. But what he does do is that during my main phase, if I want, I can blow the board up. And if he dies, he blows the board up. So if the Wicked Eraser dies and is sent to the graveyard, he blows the whole field up, every card on the field, which in some situations, in another replay that I might show later on as a 4th special replay, that actually came in very clutch. But then I'm in my turn there with having Riseheart, or not Riseheart, with Unicorn and Fenrir to deal with anything extra deck, but he's playing the Egyptian God, the Winged Dragon of Ra, so he's not really going to be touching his extra deck really. And then Fenrir for any removal of anything I want on his field. So I'm going to go ahead and let him go. He goes Ancient Chant to grab the other Raw. He has 3 in his hand. He went Pot of Prosperity, try to grab some more. And what does he grab off of Prosperity? He grabs the Raw's Disciple, which Raw's Disciple has a little interesting effect of where you can't special summon if you bring out Raw's Disciple. And he forgot about that part because honestly, it's like the most forgettable part of his effect. You can't special summon anything. You have to tribute this for an Egyptian god. So he goes ahead and brings all them out. I use Fenrir, get rid of one of them just cause, and then I take one of his Sprite Elves away that he can't do anything because he can't special summon, and I forgot about that. So now we're like, okay, I have 2,000 attack, I have a Fenrir, I have a Unicorn, and then I have Burst, so I can grab something back from the graveyard because I don't have anything in my bandage zone. So we're gonna grab Theosis again, grab my other Unicorn because I still have more cards, special summon Unicorn, special summon Clearclaw, and then I can just kill him right here, I think. And the math is mathing. Oh yeah, no, I didn't, because I misplayed. What I misplayed on is I should have attacked with Eraser, because I forgot Eraser is based on the number of cards your opponent controls. So by the time I got to Eraser, I had 0. But it was just like, if I'd attacked with Eraser first into something else, then I would have had enough to kill him. But that was just a small misplay on my part. But you see that this is what the board can do. You play in Castira, and then you just have any one of these Wicked Gods you draw, and you can just go crazy. So then we go into Shangri-La, and then we bring out Rise Heart off of Theosis. Then we go ahead and banish something for Rise Heart, mill more cards, banish his own, and bring out a Rise Heart. Now he can't send anything to the grave. We can get a free snipe because we use 3 monsters for it, and we can technically special summon anything off of Shangri-La in the standby if we have another cash card, but I don't think I did that. Yeah, I didn't, just in case he had what was it called? Just in case he had Triple Tactics, Talent, or Thrust. And he didn't have anything. And he surrendered. So, game 1, looking really good with the Wicked Gods. So let's go ahead and go to game 2. Alright, we're back with game 2, and again, he's still playing the Winged Dragon and Raw version of his deck. And I know the Wicked Gods in this last replay I'm going to show isn't going to fare as well, but honestly, when he played Raw, and I was playing against him with my Wicked Gods, I was, as you saw in the first game, I just was able to outdo him because he misplayed with the Raw Disciple, and I got rid of him, and he couldn't get rid of the other 2 because no special summon. But it's like, there have been some other games in here where I was able to actually do a little bit, and just like, you're like, wait a minute, hold on, this deck is not good in the slightest, but I mean, it might be better than you think. But we're gonna go ahead and go first again, and opening up any Castira monster is just beautiful, and especially Unicorn. Because you're gonna go ahead, grab Theosis, put another Fenrir down, doing the same thing we did. We grabbed Rise Heart again, didn't know if we grabbed that or Scarefall. Bring out Rise Heart. And what I could have done here is if I was thinking properly, could have went into Illusion of Chaos, into what is it called? Into Magician Souls. Magician Souls drops Triple Tactics Thrust into drawing another card, but I didn't want to do that, and I definitely didn't want to get rid of Birth and Thrust to draw 2 random cards going turn 1. So I was like, let me not, and let me just sit here. I'm in a good position. Worst case, he blows up my monsters, I can get it back off Birth. If he kills Birth, then it's like, okay, I still have Rise Heart, and I have other things in my hand. Not great combo, but I can still play. And he opened up 3 Chance. That's funny. And he has a Spear mode, so it was also a good thing that I didn't bring out more monsters. And I think at this point, because I don't think these games are in order, I think that was why I didn't bring out another monster, because I had got hit by Spear mode a couple times against him. So I was like, let me not bring out a 3rd monster. And I don't know if that's why I did that, but I think that's what I did. Now, again, he misplayed where he grabbed Monster Reborn in hand, and I said, okay, if he plays Monster Reborn, then I don't want to do that, because, you know, he'll still have Raw in hand, because I think he added Raw to his hand. Yeah, he added Raw to hand off Ancient Chance, so I was like, I don't want to have him Monster Reborn Raw. But what he did was he sent Millennium Revelations away, and him activating that when he had 2 other cards in his grave allows me to activate Birth, which banishes 3 cards from grave. So now he has nothing. He can't bring out Raw now. So I just shut down Raw that quickly, and now, I mean, I can pop off. I wasn't gonna kill him because I wanted to do it with the Wicked God, so that's why I didn't bring out more cards to try to win this game immediately. But then he had Guardian Slime, so it didn't matter. Should have brought out another card. But like I said, just a small misplay because I wasn't trying to kill him. I was trying to get a Wicked God, bring out that 3rd monster into Spear mode. So I think the first time I just didn't want to overextend, and I said this is fine. But then I obviously brought out Fenrir and didn't go into Shangri-La, which I should have, and then I got Spear moded. Then he steals my Fenrir, which sucks. And then he goes into Egyptian God Slime, into True Sun God, into Winged Dragon of Raw, Immortal Phoenix, but he doesn't have a Raw in grave. He has one in hand, but I think, did he win the Egyptian God Slime, so maybe he just wasn't trying to go into Raw, or maybe it was because he added. No, yeah, he added it before that. I don't know why he didn't go in that. Maybe he just didn't want to do it because he didn't see the point. Because honestly, he couldn't attack because of Spear mode being on my side of the field. So I guess maybe that was why he just didn't go into Raw, because he could have attributed God Slime for Raw if he wanted. But then I was like, okay, let me try something that I've never done before. Brought back Fenrir, bring out a Rise Heart. Didn't remember that his Fenrir, my Fenrir technically, was on his side of the field, and you're gonna see that in a second. He banishes my Fenrir. I was like, fuck. But I was like, you know what, we're gonna grab Thrust, or we had Thrust, so now Thrust is active. I'm gonna grab Talent. I'm taking Fenrir back. I'm going to go into Illusion of Chaos into Magician Souls, special summon the Magician Souls, but I'm not gonna drop. I also activated Fenrir. I'm not gonna drop Divine Evolution because I was gonna test something. Go ahead and bring out Scareclaw Castira. Oh, I did send Divine Evolution and Birth away to draw 2 cards. Okay, and then yeah, that was why I got into the Wicked Avatar. Now, I don't think I went into Dreadroot in any of these games, just because the one time I had the ability to, I think it was not the smartest play, so I'd avoided doing it. But if you're wondering what Avatar does, and Dreadroot's the most simple of all of them, so it's honestly not that worth explaining. What Avatar does, and the reason why he's so good, is because when you normal summon this card, your opponent cannot activate spells and traps until the end of their 2nd turn. So it has to get back to their 3rd turn now for them to be able to activate any spells and traps. They have to have set already, and they have to wait until the end of their 2nd turn to play them. In the Winged Dragon of Ra, you see how many spells and traps that he uses? Obviously, he has stuff like Disciple, Spear Mode, and other cards, but the Winged Dragon of Ra is a deck that kind of needs to be able to use spells. So I kind of screw him by doing this. And also what the Wicked Avatar does is the Wicked Avatar gains attack as the strongest monster on the field plus 100, so it will always be stronger than the strongest monster. Now, unfortunately, he's playing Egyptian God Slime, which means that he can't be destroyed by battle, and he is also playing True Sun God, which means that I cannot attack the turn I special summon. I think that's what it's called. One turn. No. When this card's activated, yeah, the Winged Dragon Rock cannot attack the turn that they are special summoned. So other monsters can attack the turn they're special summoned, and he can't be destroyed with Egyptian God Slime, so he's good there. But I could just keep hitting him. Went into Shangri-La because I didn't want to have 3 monsters on the field and get Spear Moded again. I learned my mistake that time, and I was like, okay, we're good here. He can't destroy Shangri-La because it's 3,000 plus. If I wanted to, I could drop something if he tried to destroy me, and then he can't play spells, and he has Ra in hand. I didn't know that, but Ra doesn't do anything because if he brings out Ra, I'll be stronger than him, and he needs to activate a spell if he doesn't want to tribute all 3, if he doesn't want to tribute God Slime. So it's like you can't really do much. He brings out the Disciples, but it doesn't do anything if he brings out Ra. He has to spend all his life points to try to beat over me, and I'll still be stronger than him. So there's not really a point in doing that. And now we're just playing a grind game. Bring out Unicorn, hit Theosis into another. I guess I didn't have another Fenrir. Magician's Souls coming back off of Illusion of Chaos, but I don't have any spells to drop, so I'm just going to return one of the reactor slimes. And I have 3 monsters. I have over 3 monsters again, and I'm stupid because I forgot that I can't destroy this. So I was like, damn, I should have attacked the other cards. But like I said, off True Sun God, I can't attack the turn these 2 cards were summoned. So I was like, well, I fucking can't attack now, so that sucks. So it was just a bunch of misplays. He goes defensive. He drops that into a Metal Reflect Slime. I'm going to be banishing some stuff. Get that Reflect Slime out of here. Put it on a Rise Heart. We're going to be locking up his zones. Grab another card. And now I have the option to banish. We're going to be banishing God Slime. Locking up more zones, stealing more cards. And he still can't activate spells. It's the turn after this, I think he can activate spells. Or he can activate them now if he had any spells that he could play. Like any quick play spells he had face down. Attack that. Can't attack with this. Banish that. Equip it. Just basic cast tier stuff at this point. I'm going to be banishing to get rid of that. Which honestly should have gotten rid of True Sun God. But I didn't want him to bring that out. And honestly, I forgot that that was a reactor slime. So I was like, fuck it. We're just going to get rid of it. I'm not really in a crazy detriment right now to where I need to be worried about what my opponent can do. As you see, we have the advantage. We have a Rise Heart with another banish, and I misplayed. I shouldn't have done that because Shangri-La had so many zones locked. What I meant to do was use Unicorn or Rise Heart to go into another Rise Heart, but because I clicked on him and it doesn't let you back up, it wouldn't let me take back special summoning a Rise Heart over my Shangri-La, so that was unfortunate. Now he has all his zones unlocked, and then I was like, fuck it, might as well use this, get rid of True Sun God now. Grab some more cards, just steal more stuff, and just have the ability, because I have another on-field banish off a Rise Heart. Now he activates a card that I'm playing, and is a really good card when we get to deck profile, Time Turning Morganite. He activates that, so now he can normal summon more than once. And during his next turn, if he gets one, he draws 2 cards instead of 1. And like I said, you get more than 1 normal summon, but the downside is you can't activate monster effects in hand. So hand traps like Ash, Maxi are dead when you play this card. So gotta keep that in mind. He has a Maxi in hand and he can't play it obviously, but I was special summoning, all my zones are full. So I'll be grabbing another card, stealing another card, and those are mandatory effect. And there's not really much he can do because bringing out one, he has no monster to tribute for Raw, but even if he did, bringing out Raw is not going to do anything because Avatar will still be the strongest thing on the field. I drew my times tearing Morganite, so now I can conduct more than 1 normal summon, but I don't have another Wicked God to do it. So I'm just like, fuck it, Wicked Avatar's going to win this game. 2 games now. Wicked Gods are looking good. We brought out Eraser turn 1, and we brought out Avatar turn 2. Like I said, I don't think we get to a Dread route in the 3rd game. I might be wrong, I might be misremembering, but let's go ahead and get into game 3, where unfortunately we will be taking a loss in this one. Alright, we're back in game 3, and as you can see, he has Soul Crossing and he's playing Numeron. Now, for the people who don't know, the way that a lot of people have agreed, like, is one of the best ways to play Obelisk the Tormentor is throwing him in Numerons, and he is playing Obelisk with Numeron Network and all that. So he's still playing he's playing a different deck. I'm still playing the same deck. So we're gonna go ahead and get into it. I drew Metal Reflect Slime, Casteria with Theosis. Okay, we got combo, and he asked Blossoms me, and I'm like, fuck. Okay, that just hurt. Massively hurt, because like I said, the Casteria engine is the one thing that like makes this really good and like actually a playable deck that can do stuff, as you saw in the first 2 games. So him hitting Theosis kind of hurt a lot. So we then draw 2 by using Magician Souls and dropping 2 cards. Or no, we Tactics drew 2, and we drew into Wicked Eraser, and we drew into Reactor Slime. Reactor Slime doesn't do anything right now, and I'm just stuck with this. He goes Numeron Network, put Numeron, or he dropped Wall to put Network on the field. Alright, bring out multiple cards. One thing you're gonna notice is he said he wasn't going to kill me with without Obelisk on the field. He wasn't just gonna take a cheap win. That's kind of like the thing we were doing, so that's why he doesn't kill me, but he couldn't kill me this turn anyway. Because he goes this like this, hit me for 4k. And like I said, that's why he didn't attack right there. And he had said before he's not going to kill me like that, so I didn't activate Reactor Slime. Because if he did, and was just going for any cheap kill, then I would have had to go for Reactor Slime to not die. So he got rid of those, and unfortunately, he didn't have Obelisk in hand. And these things leave at the end of the turn, so he just had to banish all of them, and now we're kind of just in this standstill because he has Thrust, Soul Crossing, which needs 3 monsters, and then Numeron Network. But I'm not really in the greatest position until that top deck, which I top decked Avatar, which is very good. So now I can go into God Slime, attack with God Slime, turn 2, go into Avatar, and he negated me with Imperm, because this isn't a thing where that effect activates and now they can't target you. The effect still has to resolve, because if it was as soon as you activate this effect they can't activate spells and traps anymore, that would be really good. So now he can play spells and traps, which sucks. So I was like, okay, let me put some stuff in on the field just in case. One positive about Avatar is Avatar, like I said, he negated the negation of his spells and traps for 2 turns, or the ability to not play them, but Avatar still has his built-in plus 100 of the strongest monster on the field, so I still have that. So he can't kill me now, no matter what. And then I get hit with the White Lady jump scare, and that hurt my soul. because I didn't think I was going to be getting white lated. And now we're at 3,000 with reactor slime and a wicked god in hand. So I think this turn, or not this turn, next turn we bring him out if we have the ability to. But it's just like, damn, that sucks. I started off with a decent position, and now we're just sitting here in no man's land, just barely surviving, you know. And I didn't even realize this. 3 monsters for that soul crossing if he top stacks the obelisk. Because that's the one thing with this version of this deck, you have to actually top deck obelisk. There's no drawing obelisk. Yeah, there's no way to draw into obelisk. So I drew into Time Tearing Morganite, playing that. Again, can't activate monster effects in hand, and next turn if I survive, I draw 2 cards, positives of it, and I get 2 normal summons. So that means that now I can go into a Eraser this turn off the special summon. Attack again, go into Eraser, which I didn't have to, but I was like, fuck it, might as well. And Eraser is 1,000 plus, or 1,000 times the number of cards he controls, so it's gonna be 2,000 right now, which sucks again because should have kept God Slime because this is 3k, and this can't be destroyed by activated effects. I don't think. You can negate this link card. It's unaffected by your opponent's activated effects unless they target. So unfortunately, he's gonna just smack into me, and Eraser can't kill a goddess now. And then he thrusts into Pot of Prosperity, but he can't activate it because I don't have any monsters. So we're just kind of stuck right now. Luckily, I'm drawing 2, but like we're in this standstill right now of like, yeah, well, we're both not really in good positions. And now he's gonna grab obelisk off of that. We're breaking the Ruin God, and he hit 3 obelisk cards, and he grabbed obelisk the Tormentor, the new one, which they give you this card for free. This, in my opinion, this is the sickest art, and I think obelisk has the sickest animation. But I'm not gonna lie, the other cards look cool too. But I think just this dark blue, crazy looking obelisk, I think that's fire. So now he's gonna set Numeron Network, or he puts Numeron Network, sets Wall, and sets Soul Crossing, and I don't know that Soul Crossing. He's gonna max here to draw some cards. I'm playing 1, but then he can't do it off of Pot of Prosperity because he can't draw cards, so Maxi just didn't do anything for him. We're drawing 2, we draw Tactics and Thrust, which not good cards right now. I'm gonna go into my last, I think. Yeah, that was my last God Slime. And unfortunately, because he set Numeron Wall, I get Soul Crossed. And he brought out Obelisk. And I'm sick, because I'm just like, I could have avoided that. Well, I couldn't have avoided it. That was the part that made me sick. And I'm about to get hit with the big fist. Oh, okay. I was like, where's the fist at? Because the animation played a little bit differently because the fist came in at a weird angle and it was a little slowed down, so that's why the fist didn't hit. But yeah, as you saw, I won a lot more than just 2 games, but most of the games I won was against Raw, and when he switched to Obelisk and when he switched to Slifer, I lost to those decks just because Numerons is a lot harder to play against, and Lab is Lab. You're gonna lose the Lab a lot. So now we're gonna go to the deck profile and explain why we're playing the cards we're playing and why we're not playing other cards. Alright, we're here in the deck profile, and we've changed a little bit of stuff in this deck. One thing I wasn't playing in there was I was not playing any Planet Pathfinder. Somebody at the end, like right at the end before I got off, was recommending to play that because like I said, the reason I was losing to Obelisk and Slifer a lot more was because it's Obelisk was being played in a Lab deck, which he has really good synergy and he actually really fits that deck, and that's just a hard deck to counter. And the reason I didn't beat Obelisk or Slifer was also because in those duels I was not drawing into any cast hero monsters. I mean, none. If I was, it wasn't the ones I needed, and I was just like, bro, I've played multiple duels now and just didn't have one cast hero in hand the entire time. Reason that was because 1, I wasn't playing any Planet Pathfinders. I included 2 of those at the end and took 2 Reactor Slimes out because I realistically don't need Reactor Slime. One thing we also put in was Planet, the Pressured Planet, which I completely forgot to put this in, and I thought I had this in the whole time and just wasn't seeing it. But yeah, we put Planet Pathfinder, so obviously that's another way of getting into it. And with putting or Pressured Planet in Planet Pathfinder gets Pressured Planet. And that's the 2 cards from the main deck I added. The last one was I changed, I had, what was it? I think I had, not Abermax. What's the card? I had access code in randomly just because I didn't need the card. And because I'm playing Extravagant, so I just need 15 cards. But I was like, you know what, throw Goddess in here just in case. Like, if I ever play this deck again. If he has a bunch of monsters and I have, what is it? I had to have 4 plus effect monsters and 1 on your opponent's side. So I was like, yeah, let me just throw that in just in case. Worst case, I'll just throw it away off of Extravagance and never use it. But, like I said, 2 Magician Souls just so that you can play 2 Illusion of Chaos and your 3 Preparation of Rites. You want to, since you're playing a bunch of spells with this version, playing Magician Souls gets you the ability to draw 2 if you have 2 in your hand. Worst case, you have 1 spell in your hand that you can't play, and you have the ability to get into Magician Souls into the special summon. You can drop 1, draw 1. So that's a good way of getting cards in and out of your hand, trying to get into the Wicked Gods since you have to hard draw all of them. Then we got the 2 Pathfinders for Pressure Planet, like I said. Reactor Slime, just to, if you want to, if you're playing turn 2, you can go into Reflect Slime, or if you can go turn 1, set this, and then drop this off to the grave to grab a Reactor Slime, or Reflect Slime, then you can do that. We're playing the Casteria, like I said, 2 Arise Heart, or not Arise Heart, 2 Rise Heart, 2 Fenrir. I didn't have 3 unicorns at the time, I only had 2, but I crafted the 3rd one, so 3 unicorns now. Scareclaw, we all know the Casteria engine if you play Master Duel, so there's no real point in explaining that, but if you need to know it like you're 100% new, Unicorn grabs you either Theosis or it grabs you Birth. Theosis, special summon 1 to the field, you grab Fenrir, you set Fenrir, you grab either Rise Heart or you grab Scareclaw. You grab Rise Heart, he special summons from hand if you have a Casteria monster on the field. Scareclaw will banish a Casteria from hand or grave, which if you're using what I said, you banish Theosis from grave because it doesn't do anything in your graveyard. Then you banish this to bring that out. So if you go Unicorn into Theosis into Fenrir, whatever you bring out next, as long as it's not a Fenrir or a Unicorn, if it's a Rise Heart or a Scareclaw, then you can bring that out. And now you have 3 monsters, and then that's their 3 tributes if you have the God card in your hand. And none of which, I said with the Casteria engine is a normal summon. All that's special summoning. This is a special summon. All the Casterias are special summons. The only normal summons in here besides the God cards are Planet Pathfinder and Reactor Sign. So obviously those are the Casteria engine. The Wicked Gods, like I said, we talked about Avatar, we talked about Eraser. Like I said, Dreadwood's the most simple. He has 4,000 attack, 4,000 defense. The attack for all monsters on the field are lowered to half when he hits the field, so that's good for getting over big monsters and him still being a big monster. And if you use Divine Evolution, you can make that really good depending on what you're going against. Like I said, Illusion of Chaos is just to grab you souls and put something back to your hand off of Illusion of Chaos. And then we go into Divine Evolution. Now this is the only support for the God cards, being the evil God cards. And what it does is that it can't be negated. You can choose a monster that is either Divine Beast or has the Wicked whatever in their name, and it gains 1,000. So when you select, or when you activate this card, you can select one of the Wicked Gods. It gains 1,000, so you can have a 5,000 Dreadroot, 1,000 Avatar, or a 1,000 Eraser. What it does is it gains the activate. Its effect activates. Its effect activations and its activated effects cannot be negated. So if I attach Divine Evolution to Avatar, then you can't negate Avatar now. Same thing with Eraser. If you had a way of negating it like an Omni Negate on Eraser, then like say for like the last part where he blows up the field, when he goes away, if you try to negate it and I've used Divine Evolution on Eraser, then you can't negate him anymore. Also, you get the effect of when this card declares an attack, so when whatever God card you put Divine Evolution onto, it will make your opponent send one monster they control to the grave. They choose that, which is really good if they have like a link monster or a monster that they worked hard to get, you can just, hey, send it to grave, and then if that's the only monster they have, you can get a free attack off on them. And that's anytime that that card attacks. Now I don't know if it says, yeah, it's not when you get attacked, it's only when you declare the attack. So that's how that works. Preparation of rites is just to grab Illusion of Chaos. Pot of Extravagance is because your extra deck is not important in the slightest in this deck, so that's just the ability to draw 2 cards if you do 6, but 3, worst case you draw 1 card. Triple Tactics Talent and Thrust are here just so that you have the ability to draw more depending on what your opponent does, but Thrust is obviously here. Talent is here to grab you any normal spell or trap, which there's not really a whole bunch of like normal spells or trap that you really want to grab because this is a field spell. You can grab Morganite off that, which is good, but this is a continuous, this is continuous, and this is continuous, so there's not really any cards besides Divine Evolution and Morganite that you would grab off of this if you're not going to grab Talent, but more than likely you're going to grab Triple Tactics Talent. But that's what Thrust and Talent are in here for. Theosis is for the Unicorn, like I said, or just any other Castera, the ability to grab more. Time Turning Morganite we went over in the replays. Sorry, my voice is dying. Not used to talking this much in a video for this long. Morganite is just so that if I do, like if I did use Reactor Slime, I could Time Turning Morganite, summon Reactor Slime, and then put the 2 tokens on the side, tribute both those to then go into a Wicked God, because Time Tearing Morganite allows you to normal summon twice. If I survive and go to the next turn, I draw 2 cards permanent for the rest of the duel. This is for the rest of the duel, and you cannot activate monster effects in hand. Something to keep in mind. If you do that, then you can't activate Scareclaw and you can't activate Magician Souls in the hand anymore. You can summon Magician Souls and still activate this, but now you're eating a normal summon when you activate Time Tearing Morganite, which is, like I said, it's a give and take because it gives you 2 normal summons. So if you have 2 Casteras on field and you summon Magician Souls like that, then technically it's fine, because if you Morganite it already, then you're going to be able to normal summon 1 more time. So Morganite is a really good card. I saw C-Race using this in his God deck, and I was like, yo, that card is kind of crazy. And then somebody recommended me from the Discord to put it in there, so I was like, yeah. Like I said, I added Pressure Planet just off of Pathfinder, and also just so you have more chances of getting the Castera cards, because that was my problem, just not getting them. March of the Monarchs. I played this in my older Wicked Gods deck, and it did me really good, but it has some downsides. You can't summon from the extra deck when you activate this. So that means that if you are playing Reflect Slimes, you cannot go into God Slime anymore when this card is on the field. Heavy detriment that I forget at times, especially with you playing Cash. You don't want to activate this unless you've tributed. You don't want to activate this card until you're tributing the God. And you can activate it afterwards and it'll still work for the God card you're bringing out, but you just don't want to do it before and then be using your extra deck in any way. So that's just something to keep in mind, because this card says tribute summon monsters cannot be destroyed by card effects and can't be targeted with card effects. So this is basically a Mound of the Bound creator, but the Mound of the Bound helps more God cards like the regular Egyptian gods. It doesn't really help the Wicked gods that much. It still can be used on them because they're level 10 monsters, all of them are, but it just doesn't give you that many benefits if you're not playing the actual God cards. So I was like, let me see if there's a card like it, and March of the Monarchs is like it, specifically for tribute summon monsters. So if you can think of any other cards also that I should be playing, let me know. But I put that in there just in case, but I haven't, in none of those duels I played against him, I ever used it properly. I always summoned it before and ended up screwing myself over, but I have used this in the past and it does help, because now none of your God cards that are level 10 can be targeted and can't be destroyed by card effects. Right, Geki, all of that don't do anything, and if they try to do a target effect, it'll not work. Now obviously Talent still works because it doesn't target, but this is a good option for giving some protection for your God cards if you can get it. Birth, like I said, is just for the cash tier cards to help bring them out more easily in your hand, so that they're just not a waste if you have like a reactor slime on field, you can still bring out the cash tier card that's in your hand. And then the two metal reflex slimes for the Egyptian god slimes. So now let's go to the extra deck. For now, the Egyptian god slimes, obviously they're only here for reflect slime, and when I was playing more reactor slimes, you could obviously bring back a reflect slime from the graveyard to then go into another god slime. Playing less of them now, I don't know if I should still play 2 or just make this a 1-1 thing and then limit these, but I could also just leave these in here because, like I said, the extra deck really isn't too important except for the cash tier cards, but in these level 7s, but all of those are just in case you don't get into the gods. But obviously we're just playing a bunch of level 7s. We got Big Eye, we got Dark Arm, the Dragon of Annihilation, we got Infinitrack, Mountain Smasher, which I only put that in there because it's a big defense, Shinrira, and then Arise Heart. Standard cash stuff. Need 2 extra cards, I said fuck it, throw IP in there just cause. And then if you need somehow and you have enough cards on the field and you need to go into Goddess, throw a Goddess in there. And that's pretty much the whole deck. So basically, cash, bring out cash. Cash is gonna help you get advantage and also have effects that are useful on the board until you can get into a god card. Souls is there just in case you draw some spells or traps in your hand that you can't play. Then it's like, fuck it, drop them, draw 2 cards. You might draw into a god card, and then if you already have 3 monsters on field, boom, you tribute that, and now you can bring one of the gods out. Simple. So honestly, I think the deck is just okay. I don't think it's a very good deck, but I think in a format of like where the other god cards are running around, I think that this can be used against them. It just depends on the god card you're going against in the deck. But this deck proved to me that, I mean, it can work. And that's the reason I'm doing a video on this. This can work. I'm not saying it's a good deck though. It just has the ability to work and do what you need it to do if you need it. And also if you want to play some jank, because that's why I call it that, because it's fucking jank. But hey, look, me personally, I like playing jank. Let me know how y'all feel about this Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. I know it's a little long-winded, and I know this video is probably gonna be longer than most of my videos, but that's just because, one, I'm not used to talking this long, so I don't know how to like sum stuff up. And I'm also like doing a deck profile and like trying to like I said, I don't know much in terms of like, I'm not this big Yu-Gi-Oh savant where I know everything from the TCG to the OCG to Master Duel, but I know enough about Master Duel just because I play it enough to where I can at least talk about why I'm playing the cards and give a little bit of reasoning, especially since majority of the decks I grab from other people and just use it and might tweak some things. But like, this is one of those ones where like I put majority of this together and just had some help with some cards that I threw in here, but majority of this, like, nobody was telling me to play March of the Monarchs, but I played it in other ones with these guys and it worked. So I was like, fuck it, we're gonna try it. And it didn't pop up in games, but it has won games where you can't target my gods. So you try to blow them up with like Raigeki. If I was playing somebody like in casual or ranked, they might not know that and they might get screwed. It's happened before. Let me know how y'all feel though about the Yu-Gi-Oh content. If you want more, I'll see y'all next video. Like, subscribe if you're new. See y'all next time. Peace.
I wanna be good, but I'm stuck being bad. I wanna get money and chill by myself. I wanna send money, my family need help. I need me a girl just to help with the stress. Somebody to care, this hair, this rare everywhere. My fault is heavy, this chain is heavy. I know they gon' hate me cause haters is plenty. I rode in an Altima, bro, not a Chevy. Those times were heavy.